Samsung TouchWiz, HTC Sense, Sony Timescape UI. These are Android home screens that dominate on your Android smartphone. So, are these user interface or home screens user-friendly, or are they useful enough, or are they perfect? I would say not really. Well, sometimes you have performance issues, and sometimes you just lack some functionalities that you would need on those launchers or home screen. Therefore, I'm going to introduce one home screen which uses very minimal resource, and this is Smart Launcher. My name is Warren Lee from klgadgetguy.com, and this is Mod Gao Gao, episode 2. Let's get to it. Well, as I mentioned, Smart Launcher is your home screen. So, usually Android home screens, you can just swipe around and go to other home screens. However, Smart Launcher is pretty much different. It keeps at one home screen, it keeps things simple, and that's why I say it uses very little of your phone's resources. So, let's take a look at the app drawer. To go to the app drawer, you press on this button. Note that it is very HTC Sense-like. Well, it is not HTC Sense. This is Smart Launcher. It is only I installed the theme of HTC Sense into the launcher so that it looks like one. Well, one thing I like about the app drawer is that it categorizes applications very well, and it's very cool. Take a look at these categories here. You take a look, this first one, it is communication, which shows all your messaging programs and social media programs as well. And you move on to the next tab, which is internet. It shows basically everything that relates to internet, such as your browser. You can go to some other apps such as Instagram and Google Maps. These are basically categorized as internet apps, right? And you have games. You see, it's pretty smart. You don't need to do any customization, and you already get such kind of good categorization, right? So let's say if you don't know where the application is categorizing, but you know the name, well, simply tap on the search button here. Tap the search, and you'll find that it's very similar to Windows Phone's app sorting function, right? So if let's say I want to find Facebook, I press on the F button here. See, here comes Facebook and other applications which starts with F. Very useful, right? And here you have direct access to the Google Play Store by pressing this button. And if you press on this menu, it takes you to the preferences settings. There's one very useful thing that I would like to show you on the app drawer. So this is not just only an app drawer, as it does a few tasks. So let's take a look. When I hold and tap on an app, let's take this BS Player for example. Hold, and you will see 3 buttons here: start, uninstall, and queue. So start, I don't need to explain on that. And uninstall, that is to uninstall the app, so you don't need to go to the application management side to do the uninstall. Queue, which is to queue the app if you find the app unresponsive or is eating up your RAM or battery life. Very useful. So let's get back to basics. Basically, Smart Launcher is your Android home screen, so you would expect it to work like any other Android home screen, such as changing the wallpaper. To do that, it is very similar to stock Android home screens or any other home screens that you may find. Just press and hold on the background, and you'll see a menu showing up asking you which wallpaper you want to choose. And if a theme that you downloaded has a wallpaper, it will let you choose as well, right? Like for example, I have this ADW Mac OS theme over here. So when I go into it, I just press just once, and I get to choose the theme wallpaper that I want. Okay, so next thing that I'm going to show you is how do we add the apps into this so-called flower by Smart Launcher. Okay, so to add an app, basically you hold onto an app just like this, press and hold, and notice that you have a red X button and a green plus button. So to add an app, just press on the green button, green plus button, and you get to have a few actions: music, dialer, web browser, gallery, messages, camera, email, other activity, and shortcuts. So let's try out music. Well, it doesn't bring you to which track you want to play. Instead, it brings you to the music apps that you want to open. Very smart, right? So let's try on others. Let's go back and press the plus button again, and you get to, let's take a look at other activity. Okay, it's taking some time to load because it's loading something. Right, it shows a list of apps. Okay, so maybe let's choose Agent Dash. Okay, so you see Agent Dash is being added to the flower. Right, so basically it's adding a shortcut. So let's take a look at another one. Let's tap the plus button again. Oops, basically, oh, I can add. Hold on. Let me just press again, try again. My smartphone screen is not very sensitive. Okay, so, okay, let's see, shortcut. So when I tap on shortcut, basically it let me choose, just like Google's stock shortcut menu. I can go to a bookmark, I can go to check-in, I can choose a contact, I can do direct dial, direct message, and etc. So that's pretty much the same thing like an Android home screen shortcut. Next, let's dive into the configuration part. So we have two configurations here, which is the home screen and drawer, the app drawer. So let's go to the home screen. So the first one that you'll see is screen orientation. So here you can basically set the screen orientation of your launcher, which you cannot do on some launchers, right? So now it's set to auto, which means if I rotate here and there, it will just go according to my orientation. Or you can basically put a fixed orientation, either portrait or landscape. So let's keep that as automatic now. So clock style, so I can choose 4 types of clocks: gingerbread style, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, and comic. So these are 4 types of clock style that I can put on my home screen. That's very limited, but I hope that there will be more clock styles in the Pro version. Okay, so let's go back and let's go to clock color. So I can choose black or white or none, which means transparent. So let's go back again. Hours mode, choose 12 or 24 hours. Clickable clock. Okay, so you can set the clock to be clickable or non-clickable. Clickable clock takes you to the clock application, which you can set your alarm clock and etc. Right? So you have the flower settings over here as well. So you have the bubble style, and it is currently at holo mode. There's 4 stars as well, which is quite limited, but good enough, right? So I hope there will be more at the Pro version of this smart launcher. And you have background color. You can basically choose the background color of the flower if you want. Okay, so let's go back, and we have icon themes. So note that just now my flower icons are pretty much like the Mac icons, right? So I can download more. It will take me to the Google Play Store and load up a lot of themes. See, here are all the themes, and if you look at it, well, most of them are free. There are some paid ones, but it's very affordable at 87 USD. So let's go back, and you have flower visibility. So now it's always visible. You can basically set it to remember the last date, whether it is hidden or it is shown on the home screen, or you would like to set it hidden on start, or always remain hidden when you start up your home screen. So let me show you how this happens. So when I press hidden on start and I press the home button back to my home screen, you'll notice that the flower disappears until I press this middle button. Then only the buttons start appearing. Next, let's go to drawer, app drawer settings. Okay, so you can choose a theme for your drawer. So now I do not have a theme at the moment, right? But there is ADW Mac OS theme in here, and you can download more, and it's the same. Most of them are free, and those paid ones are pretty cheap as well. And you have drawer transition effect, which is some cool thing. When you press on the app drawer, basically the icons will have some animations. Well, it doesn't make your app drawer that boring anymore. So there are a few animations that you can choose over here, but there should be more in the Pro version, I hope. So now it's in icon zoom. So let's take a look at it. Right, so when I press on the app drawer, you'll see the icons will be zooming out at you. Let's go. Press, you see the icons are showing up. Very fast animation. Probably some of you might not be able to catch it, but you can try it out yourself at your smartphone when you download Smart Launcher. The next thing on the drawer settings is you can increase or decrease your icon size basically. So you have currently it's on little, but I think it's pretty big at the moment, and you have normal default on phone and very big buttons, which I don't think that is needed if your eyesight is very good. Okay, so you can set portrait columns, how many apps you want to show on a column on portrait, and you have landscape columns, how many apps you want to show at once in landscape, right? So categories label, that is actually to label what is the category on the left, right? What type of category name is it? And you have global themes. So this is where I set my HTC Sense theme over here, and it is actually a global theme. So the global theme applies all the settings in all the themes, including app drawer themes, and also the flower theme to the whole entire smart launcher experience. Okay, and you have sorting mode of icon, order by name or order by usage, depending on which one you use the most. And we have activation mode, right? Button or slide or button slide. Well, you have a few methods for activating. Let me show you that. So if let's say I slide on it, let's slide over here, and you will see I'm able to choose the app drawer, or else I will press this button to get to the app drawer. So there are basically two ways of activating the app drawer. As you can see, Smart Launcher supports widgets. So if you go into widgets, you only have one setting, widget support, and when you tap on it, it basically asks you to purchase the Pro version. So the Pro version, if I'm not mistaken, costs about $5.49 US dollars. So you can purchase it if you like it, or if you want to have widget support. But basically for me, I don't need any widgets because I don't really like widgets on my home screen. So I'm going to cancel this. Smart Launcher is a great home screen which can be downloaded from the Google Play Store at free of charge. So this concludes our review on Smart Launcher on episode 2 of Mod Gao Gao with klgadgetguy.com. If you have any comments, please leave your feedback at a YouTube video or visit my site at www.klgadgetguy.com. If you have any gadgets for review or you would like me to do some videos, do email me at warrenlee@klgadgetguy.com. I'll see you next time.